Okay, I know the last few episodes I have been talking about this vacation that I went on, but it's just because I learned so many things. And today I want to talk about finding the sweet spot in Santorini and how it relates to design, because I promise you it does. So the last island we were on was Santorini, and we were there for the bulk of the second week. And we fell in love with Santorini, but there are a lot of reasons for it. And there are a lot of reasons it could have actually gone very, very poorly. Now, first of all, this vacation was one we took 2 out of our 3 kids on. My husband was with me as well. We had gone to a wedding on another island and then ended up on Santorini kind of for our vacation part of the trip. And there are several things that went right. And as I talk about them, I also want you to see how they could have gone very, very poorly. Now, the first thing we did was that I ended up getting, they call it apartment, but like a suite, basically on the cliffside on Thera. Now, this is a very populated side, and I had no idea just how populated it was. Like, trying to get there, first of all, you couldn't just drive up to it and get your car near it. Instead, we had to walk 7 or 8 minutes, which doesn't seem like a big deal, except for it is at midnight when you are totally jet lagged, with 4 suitcases. My husband was parking the car, and I had a kid who was half asleep and unable to carry anything. He was so tired. And then a 16-year-old who she killed it. She was so awesome. She carried 2 of the suitcases and had her bag, and I had two or 3 of the other bags, plus 2 roll-ups suitcases. And poor Charlie, my youngest, he just bobbled along. He was he had been asleep. He couldn't even see straight. And so we walked through this little basically town to get to our suite. Now, this sounds like a horrible experience, and it kind of was in the moment, but it ended up being one of the best decisions we had made, because what happened was throughout the rest of this trip, we really was doing everything as a family. The 4 of us were going out to eat together, doing everything together. By the time the second week rolled around, the kids needed a break from us. And frankly, we needed a break from the kids. And Santorini, on that Thera area, because we were on that cliffside suite and we could get access to restaurants and shopping very, very easily. It was just literally out the door. We were able to leave the kids and go out to dinner every night without them, and which they wanted. We ordered them margarita pizza, and they would eat that. And Josh and I could go out to dinner every night. And so the sweet spot of that vacation was still getting to do things together as a family, but Josh and I were able to take a break and go hang out by ourselves, eat food we actually wanted to eat and not chicken nuggets from McDonald's. And the kids got a break from us and rested and relaxed as well. So there was this amazing sweet spot in Santorini where, because of the location I chose, we were able to rest more and get the things that we needed as individuals as well as our family needs. Now, what does this have to do with design? I think in every designer's career, there is a sweet spot, and that is your particular style. The thing that you do so very, very well matches very, very well with the medium that you are working in, with the site or the platform you're working on. Okay, so 3 different things match up perfectly to be your sweet spot. For me, that was, I think it's been 10 years now, but the several years that I was with Silhouette, I'm still with Silhouette, but with Silhouette, where I was doing, in particular, dingbats, which is a font type, which was illustrations. And so I was in the right genre for me, because I was able to draw those very, very quickly. I got very, very good at them. And I was on the right medium. For me, it was dingbats. I really loved those, and those worked very nicely for me. And I was on the right platform, which for me was Silhouette America. Okay, and there have been other times this has happened to me where I've just found the sweet spot with those 3 things. Do not be discouraged if you're not in your sweet spot yet. And what I find is most designers do not find their sweet spot for a while, because you might find the right medium, like the thing that you do very well, like maybe it's like repeat patterns or seamless patterns. You get really, really good at that. But, and that's like the medium that you're in, and you're personally good at it, but you haven't found the right platform yet. Like it hasn't all lined up and matched up. Right? Same with like, let's talk about like SVG files or Cricut files. Like if you're creating those files and you feel like it's like the right rhythm, I created those for years, right? Like I still create them, and for a long time I was really well known for like 3D type things. That was like a sweet spot for me for a while. But there was a time period where I did a lot of flat things, and it wasn't exactly right. It didn't match up with like what my best performance and my best styling was. And so every designer has this sweet spot. And if you can find it, and it takes a little while, just like it took me to the second week of our vacation for us to find the sweet spot for our family to get the right amount of relaxation that we needed, you are going to take some time figuring out the thing that you do so well. And, I had no idea it was going to be dingbats of all things. Hello. Or font design. I did a lot of fonts. I had no idea that was going to be the thing. It was doing that, plus mixing it with my personal style, what I like to do in the right medium and format, and then on the right platform. And I think that there is a lot to be said about finding that sweet spot. And if you haven't found that sweet spot yet, it means that you're going to find it. You just have to spend time working on those 3 things to get yourself to that place. Got it? You can do this. It's going to be amazing. I just thought it was very fascinating as I was on this vacation, and kind of the evolution of our family vacation and the time that we spent together. And then kind of seeing how that works for me in my design business, and how I'm constantly looking for that sweet spot in my design business. Because the more I can find that sweet spot, the more I produce, the more money I make, the more excited I am, and the better ideas I get. That's all there is to it. So I really want that for you. Constantly looking for the sweet spot. Some of it just takes time, all right? Some of it just takes time. So if you're at the beginning of your career, you're just getting started, don't worry about it. It takes time to find all of those things so that it's just, it works really well together. I do talk about a sweet spot, and it's a little bit different the way I talk about it in my book, Design, Profit, and Prosper, which, by the way, you can just get on Amazon. Just put in Design, Profit, and Prosper if you want to learn more about, my philosophies about design, how I believe in getting sales and profitability. All right. Thanks so much, you guys. So glad to have you here. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.